Hi, my name is Dee Dee Autry, and I am a wellness coach in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And I'm pleased that you've joined us today for this podcast called Infinite Possibilities. In each episode, it's always been our goal to provide you with insight. We're excited to kind of hear how you take us forward with infinite possibilities. So, Crystal, the microphone is all yours.
Well, Dee Dee, thank you so much. I feel honored and privileged to take the reign of the microphone. Dee Dee and I met a couple of weeks ago, and she actually handed me a massive microphone, which was kind of scary all at the same time. I'm going into a field that's a little different in the podcast world, but I'm really excited about it. As a facilitator at Infinite 30, I feel the same way Dee Dee does. And our goal here is to just educate you, inspire you, and motivate you to take the best care of yourself. So I'm excited to be a part of this podcast. I feel very honored that Dee Dee is willing to hand this microphone over to me. We've become great friends in the past few years through this business, and it's been really fun. And I'm so excited for her new journey as she goes into kind of exciting step into something that she's kind of been a part of her whole life. So I'm so excited for her. So I'm just excited to be here and look forward to all the fun things we're going to be doing, exploring new topics, and encourage you guys as we go through this journey. On this episode, we are taking a closer look at the impact weight loss has that can go well beyond the bathroom scale or in your new smaller dress size. For many people, weight loss also brings significant health benefits: lowered blood pressure, elimination of sleep apnea, improved digestive issues, balanced hormones, reduced joint pain, no more night sweats and hot flashes, greater energy. They are all typical of the improved health people can experience when they are carrying around less weight and focus on nutritional eating. Today, we're visiting with 3 people at different stages in their lives, and we're also facing very different health challenges. As I mentioned, I'm the owner and operator of an Infinite 30 weight loss and wellness facility. So in these interviews, you'll sometimes hear us talking about the specific Infinite 30 program. But what I really want you to listen to is the profound changes that took place in these lives, in large part because they were able to successfully lose weight and improve their health. As you'll hear, anytime you can move closer to your ideal weight, you're reducing stress on your body and giving it a much better opportunity to function as it should. My friend and colleague Dee Dee Autry recently had an inspiring conversation with Alex. Alex is a young woman and a mother of 3 who had suffered from various health issues and the debilitating effects of Crohn's disease throughout her adult life. Her symptoms were massive, and her care providers were at a loss.
My name is Alex Mallett. I'm a mother of 3 girls. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Louisville, Mississippi. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2015, and I had battled with that and weight gain and just several different like chronic pain, and from years worth of steroids and all that. I had tried every diet plan there was. I had tried every diet pill. Like, I wanted a quick fix, honestly. So my colon ruptured in 2015, and before that, I had no idea that I had any kind of issues going on. I had no idea that I had any kind of, illness. So in 2015, my colon ruptured. And in the end of 2015, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. In 2016, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. It was really just a down spiral from there. They couldn't get it under control. They were just loading me up with steroids and biological drugs. And it was really just out of control. In the summer of 2020, which was before I started the program, I was referred to a specialist in Jackson. And they had told me that my disease normally was just in your small intestines, but it had traveled from my small intestines to my large intestines. And that it was out of control. So they were going to put me on another biological drug, which would have suppressed my immune system even more. And so we're in the middle of a pandemic. And I told my husband, I was like, there's got to be some other way. I'm already on one biological drug, and they're wanting to put me on another one. And so my breaking point was in July of 2020, I ended up with COVID. So I decided that I was not going on any more drugs that were going to suppress my immune system or, cause me any more side effects, because I was at my heaviest that I had ever been in all my life, even, full-term pregnant with all three of my children. I never weighed as much as I did. And so I just knew that I had to do something. And so many times people had come to me and asked me throughout the years of my diagnosis, have you tried to do something with your diet? Have you tried to change your diet? And I would get so irritated at them, like, it's not my diet, but until you get that mindset that you want help and that you want to change and that it's not just a diet, it's a lifestyle change. Until you come to that point, then, that's what it took for me to get in my head that I was the answer, that I had to put forth the work, that I couldn't just, it wasn't just a matter of going to the doctor and them fixing me. It was me, I had to fix myself and what I put into my body, because what I was putting into my body was killing me.
And so when you finally got the opportunity to go and learn about the program and begin the process of that, tell me how that began to unfold for you.
I knew right off the bat that I was going to go in. I'm a, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 110%. And so, I would, I immediately just dove in and meal prepped and, was day in and day out sticking to the whole program. And I started to feel better, and that started, I was able to lose a little bit of weight that first week. And when I started seeing that scale go down, I knew, okay, this is really working and I can really do this. And so it just motivated me to be able to do it more and to dig in deeper. And so I just being able to feel better and being able to, like I said, be able to go through the day without having to stop and take a nap. And, I was realizing that my clothes started fitting better, and then they started falling off.
Yeah.
And so it was just it was just a sigh of relief to realize that I could go to the grocery store and I could buy food that I could come home and cook and put into my body that was going to make me feel better. It wasn't just about losing weight, which was, something that I really wanted to do, but it was about coming off of my medicines. It was about feeling better. It was about being able to be active with my children. It was being able to share my testimony, to be able to help others. And so doing the work for me was reaching out, not only doing it for me as far as meal prepping and making sure that I stuck to the program, but it was also reaching out to different people in the community, which I love to do, and let them know that if I can do this, they can do this too.
Well, I'm interested to talk about your family and how you as the mama making these changes has changed the whole household.
Yes. It's brought more of a peace. I'm not as grouchy and on edge anymore.
Yep.
I've always enjoyed structure and routine, and, but more so before I got sick, it was pretty much chaos. Or while I was sick, it was pretty much chaos. They just pretty much, there was some days I didn't want to cook supper, and, so we ate out every day of the week, or, they knew every meal on the fast food menus.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But through this program, I've been able to help teach my children more healthy food choices as well. Food is definitely an addiction too, and that's what I've told so many people. I was like, I feel like I buried my emotions in a chip bag or an ice cream bucket or popcorn bowl, or, a cheeseburger. Like that was what I went to when I got stressed and when I got anxious or overwhelmed. And I don't want my children to result to that too. I want them to know that there's other things that can help them with that.
Alex's story really drives home the point that what you eat is important for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It can also make a big difference in your life and the lives of those people around you. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Sarah, another young woman who has been facing a different set of health issues. In a lot of ways, Sarah's behavior and patterns of eating were her biggest problems. See if any of these issues she was facing have applied to you. So, Sarah, first of all, I want to ask you, how was your health and how did you feel before you started Infinite 30?
I felt like I was debilitated and that I was older before my time. I felt like my hormones were totally off and I just really didn't know where to go. I've tried lots of diets, keto, diet pills, family tricks like, the vinegar and cucumber stuff, and nothing had worked for me. And I just wanted to feel like myself again.
So, Sarah, in the lose phase, that first 30 days, what would you consider was your biggest challenge?
Cravings. I had a lot of brain cravings. I ate a lot of fast food, so all the sugars, and that was hard to declutter from my life because it was just something I lived off of.
So what were some of the health issues you were dealing with before you started the program?
Lethargy, insomnia, depression, hot flashes. I mean, I was basically going into menopause like at 31. So,
which is something we don't want to see happen to you at 31 years of age.
Thank you.
No, we do not. So what did you learn about yourself in the first 30 days?
So I guess the biggest thing I took away was that I didn't realize how much junk I was actually consuming. Just everything around me. And I mean, ads and grocery stores, convenience stores, everywhere. Like it's just pushed onto us. And I felt like, I was just doing what everybody else was doing. So all the junk I was feeding and how crappy I felt, and the food that, I wasn't eating crap. So obviously I felt like crap and I just didn't understand why.
And what was your relationship with food? Was it a comfort? Was it boredom? Was it a combination?
I used it as a reward system like a lot of people do. Just, I'm going to treat myself today. I'm going to eat that,
Okay.
Lots of stress eating.
So after you completed the first 30 days, what was your biggest health benefit? What do you think really jumped out at you to said, wow, I can see a big difference in this?
I could sleep. I wasn't overheating. I could actually be outside without just being sweaty or disgusting feeling. Like I just was so tired of hot flashes. That was nuts. And once those were gone, everything else just kind of followed in suit. So basically everything I thought I knew about my body was wrong. I was totally guessing. So I thought I was lactose intolerant my whole life. I'm not. I can totally eat dairy, no issues, but I have a gluten allergy. And that's where all my flare-ups were coming from. I was eating bread, tortillas, like tacos, Mexican, like all of it. And it was wrecking me. And that was a big one for me. So knowing that, I buy gluten-free products now, and I still eat pizza. I still eat chips. I'm more selective about the choices that I make, and that contributes directly to my physical health. I had forgot how disciplined I could be.
Okay.
Because I'm prior military, and I just felt like I had really lost touch of myself and my body, and having that clarity and understanding and the knowledge to put all that together, that was a big deal for me.
So if you knew somebody who was considering trying the Infinite 30 program, what advice or what would you tell them?
When you're tired and done, like you just have given up, like there's still hope. You can still do something to change your life. And the coaches aren't on you to, be on you. They're there for you. Like we want you to succeed and be the best version of you possible. So you can still change your life.
This process of learning how to build a healthy lifestyle is deeply personal to me. I've seen the impact that improved health has had in the lives of countless people. Earlier this year, I had a vivid reminder when I started working with my mom. She is 81 years old, lives in a small apartment, and has allowed her sedentary lifestyle to seriously compromise her health. My father recently passed away, and after he passed away, she went to food to comfort her. My brother and my sister and I sat down with her and told her how important it was for her to take back her health and for her to be able to experience the things that were coming her way in her life. Grandchildren that she currently had and grandchildren to come. My brother and sister had both done this program and had seen the huge change in their lives. So as we sat down with her, we discussed with her how much we loved her, how much we cared for her, and how much we wanted to guide and help her through this lifestyle change. How was your health and how did you feel before you started the program?
Well, my primary concern was basically my blood pressure. My doctor and I struggled with the right medication, and at times my pressure was so high we were seriously concerned I might have a stroke. It was obvious my weight was contributing greatly to my blood pressure issues.
Okay, so why did you decide to do Infinite 30?
Initially, I wanted to lose weight, but to do it in a healthy way.
When did you start the program?
January,
Okay, January of this year.
yeah,
Okay, and how long was it before you reached your goal weight?
approximately about April.
Okay, so in April, and tell me just briefly, how many pounds have you lost since you started the program?
A little over 40 some odd pounds.
Okay, and how much body fat have you dropped? Do you remember?
I started at 41% and I went down to 19%.
Okay, in the lose phase, which is the first 30 days, what would you consider was your biggest challenge?
Eating something every 4 hours and avoiding my favorite to go to fast foods.
Okay, great. Okay, and what would you consider the biggest health benefit?
My blood pressure was my biggest health benefit. It's become more stable. And my biggest accomplishment was seeing the weight and fat melting away.
Love that. All right, so just talk to me about what was your relationship with food before you started this program?
Learning to eat responsibly and healthily was definitely my biggest challenge. Plus, incorporating the necessary nutrients was a major learning experience for me. Now, there are people who live to eat and those who eat to live. I was one of the eat to live. Fortunately, food wasn't a priority until I was super hungry, and then I would pick something quick and easy. Learning to eat healthy, having the vitality I haven't had in years. The program has not only added years to my life, but a joy of living to my life for turning 81 years old into 81 years young.
We have heard 3 different stories today from 3 people in very different circumstances. But the big takeaway I'd like you to get is that no matter your age, your physical condition, your weight, or even your emotional state, you can improve your health and your quality of life. So if you've been thinking about starting a wellness journey, this is the time to do it. Just take it one step at a time and you will see results that will change your life. Today's episode of Infinite Possibilities was edited and produced by Carson Roach-Howell, Hope Bennett, and Bob Beatty. Our executive producer is Georgia Goppert. I'm Crystal Asbury-Burnett. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can reach me at infinite30greencountry.com. I would love to hear from you and get your comments about today's show, as well as any other wellness and nutritional questions you might have. In our offices, we offer a program that is not only in store, but we also offer an online program as well. Make sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever podcast platform you use. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a review and pass it along to a friend. Until next time, I hope you experience a life with infinite possibilities.